What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 25. On the last episode, we went and chose the team that we are going to take from the bottom to the top. I chose the New York Mets, and it was just a basic preview episode of the team, getting to meet the players as I described, their situations and how the team was constructed for this season, and I showed you our top prospects as well. And a little bit of the league's top prospects. So after that, as soon as I finished recording, my game crashed, so it did not save where I was, which ultimately didn't matter because I was only a day into the save. So I just went back and I booted up another save. The only thing that really drastically changed was our objectives, as you see right here on the bottom. Our new objectives are to play 500 ball this season, to acquire a hometown player by 2027, to find a top 20 prospect by next year, to build a top 6 minor league system in 3 years, to increase fan interest next year, and to keep building your team up in order to reach the playoffs in 5 years. So it's more goals, but it's easier goals. So now the draft pool was available for inspection, like I said, as the current draft order on the last episode. But we also have in our inbox a whole bunch of offers from the World Baseball Classic, and that is something that the game always does, where regardless of your experience, if you're just starting out as a GM, you are going to get offers from almost every single World Baseball Classic country, including, the DR, the United States, all the powerhouses of the World Baseball Classic, which I don't like that because I want to be able to work my way up to get offers from the really, really good countries after proving that I've been a good GM. And as you see, it says my reputation is unproven. It's literally my second day on the job, and I'm getting all these offers from Japan, like I said, the US, and the DR. So it's sort of unrealistic in a way, so I'm not going to accept any of the offers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until probably my reputation goes up or until we win a championship. Once we win a World Series, then I'll consider doing jobs for the World Baseball Classic. So let's take a look at this first one we got from Japan. We're impressed with your resume and would like to know if you're interested in becoming our new GM. We think you will make an immediate impact on our front office. Please consider the offer and get back in touch with us as soon as possible. And there's the Australia. Currently are seeking a qualified individual to fill our vacant general manager position. Based on your credentials, we would like to offer you the opportunity to fill this position. Please let us know of your decision within the next 24 hours. Okay, then are you looking at the China GM opening? I hope so. You would make a fantastic GM with your past experience and knowledge of the game. It's a stressful position, but again, I think you've shown that you can handle the pressure. Think it over and give me a call. In South Korea we are currently seeking someone to fill the general manager position of the South Korea. You come highly recommended, so we would like to offer you the job. We look forward to hearing from you within the next 24 hours. For Cuba, it has come to our attention that you are currently seeking employment. We have a general manager position that we would like filled and think that you are the person for the job. If you're up to the challenge, please let us know within the next 24 hours. The owner of the Cuba. What will it take to get you on my payroll? I've seen you in action and admire a man of your character. You have great baseball instincts and a lot of talent. We would love to hire you as the Chinese Taipei GM. Let me know as soon as possible. We are very interested in you. The Netherlands would like to offer you the position of general manager. We think you have what it takes to help the Netherlands win the championship. Please inform us of your decision within the next 24 hours. The owner of the Netherlands. How would you like to lead the Israel? Being a big league GM has its drawbacks. There's little room for error and there's a lot of stress, but based on your past experience, I believe you can handle the job. Think it over and give me a call in the next couple of days. We currently have a job as the general manager of the United States available. We would like to have you making all the calls from the front office. Please let us know within the next 24 hours the owner of the United States. We've been going over your resume and think you'd be an excellent match for the Canada. We'd like to offer you the general manager position. If you're interested, please get back with us as soon as possible. We're impressed with your resume and would like to know if you're interested in becoming our new GM. We think you will make an immediate impact on our front office. Please consider the offer and get back in touch with us as soon as possible from the DR. I like your style. I know you've got what it takes to manage a winning baseball team. We would like for you to join the Columbia organization as our new general manager. Let me know what you think. The Mexico currently are seeking a qualified individual to fill our vacant general manager position. Based on your credentials, we would like to offer you the opportunity to fill this position. Please let us know of your decision within the next 24 hours. Are you looking at the Italy GM opening? I hope so. You would make a fantastic GM with your past experience and knowledge of the game. It's a stressful position, but again, I think you've shown that you can handle the pressure. Think it over and give me a call. It has come to our attention that you are currently seeking employment. We have a general manager position that we would like filled and think that you are the person for the job. If you're up to the challenge, please let us know within the next 24 hours. Then from Venezuela, we are currently seeking someone to fill the general manager position of the Venezuela. You come highly recommended, so we would like to offer you the job. We look forward to hearing from you within the next 24 hours, the owner of the Venezuela. So now I'm just going to go through all of these, and there's only the choice to accept them or delete them. Okay, well, we're going to delete them all then. Can I just highlight all of these and delete them? Yeah, okay. Alright, so we're done with that. The draft pool is available for inspection, as is the current draft order. So yeah, let's take a look at the first 10 picks, I'll say. The Cleveland Guardians have the first pick. Second is the Cincinnati Reds. Third, the Colorado Rockies. Fourth, the Oakland Athletics. Fifth, the Chicago White Sox. Sixth is the Kansas City Royals. Seventh, the St. Louis Cardinals. Eighth, Los Angeles Angels. Ninth, Pittsburgh Pirates. And 10th, Washington Nationals. Then looking at the mock draft, we have Bryce Rayner now going first overall to the Cleveland Guardians from Harvard Westlake. So a lot of good big leaguers went to Harvard Westlake. I believe Lucas Giolito went there as well. And he's still in high school, but he's committed to the University of Texas if he doesn't get drafted at a good position, which he clearly will be. Second for the Cincinnati Reds, catcher Malcolm Moore. He's a college sophomore, redshirt at Stanford University. 20 years old. Third to the Colorado Rockies, second baseman J.J. Weatherholt, a college junior at West Virginia University at 21 years of age. Look at all the positions he can play. He plays second, third, short, left, and right. He's good. Fourth, we got to the Oakland A's, first base Jack Caglianone. He is going to the University of Florida, and he's a junior. He's 21 years old. Fifth to the Chicago White Sox is right fielder Charlie Condon. He is a redshirt sophomore at the University of Georgia, and is 20 years old. Sixth to the Kansas City Royals, shortstop Ty Saltazine. He went to Basic High School, nice name, and is a senior or a high school senior, committed to the University of Tennessee. So seventh, the St. Louis Cardinals would select catcher P.J. Morlando. He is from Fort Dorchester, in Ladson, South Carolina, as a high school senior, and he's committed to the Mississippi State Bulldogs. I believe that's what they're called. And is 17 years of age. Eighth, first baseman Nick Kurtz to the Los Angeles Rams from Lancaster. Los Angeles Rams, what am I saying? Los Angeles Angels. He's from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Wake Forest University is where he goes to school as a junior. Ninth is center fielder Vance Honeycutt to the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's from Salisbury, North Carolina, goes to UNC, and he's a junior, 20 years old. And then rounding out the top 10 is Will Taylor, center fielder for the Washington Nationals, from Irmo, South Carolina, junior at Clemson. Okay. So that's about all I really wanted to look at. Let's see if there's any MLB news. There is no important league news as of late. It is just the same news that we had. I mean, we could look over the prospects again, give it a more thorough look, you know? Does it put them all together? Because this is top 100 pitchers and batters, so I'll just go back to the news listing. So the season is about to start, so it's time to publish the annual BNN Top 100 Prospects list. This year, 20-year-old second baseman Jackson Holliday of the Baltimore Orioles is the number 1 prospect overall. Here's the top 10. First is Jackson Holliday, 20 years old with the Baltimore Orioles. He is in AA and is predicted to come up around... I don't think it says his ETA. Yeah, I don't know if he has his ETA yet. Or he has his ETA, but I don't know if it's on here. It's going to be on the prospect menu. So look at that in a little bit. Ethan Salas, second highest prospect catcher for the San Diego Padres, will start the year at high A for the Fort Wayne Tin Caps. 17-year-old prospect. He must be really good. He's going to be really good if he's 17 and is the second highest prospect in the league. Third, Wyatt Langford, 22-year-old for the Texas Rangers, outfielder. We know he's been a guy that's been talked about in all across Major League Baseball this year. He's been in spring training with the big Texas Rangers, and he's starting the year in AAA for the Round Rock Express, so he is on the doorstep of the big leagues. Fourth is Jackson Chourio, 19-year-old from Milwaukee. He is going to start out the year in the big leagues. Last year, I believe he played, didn't he? No, he doesn't have any big league experience yet, but he's predicted to be on the opening day roster. So congrats to him. Fifth, Jackson Merrill, second baseman at 20 years old for the San Diego Padres. He is on the big league roster in real life. He's playing opening day. I have the Dodgers-Padres second game of the Seoul Series behind me. And Jackson Merrill played yesterday. I know that because I was watching. But Jackson Merrill, 20 years old, second baseman for the San Diego Padres. He is starting out in San Antonio with the Missions in AA. So, sixth prospect, James Wood, outfielder, 21 years old for the Washington Nationals. He's predicted to be really good. Yeah, he's a very fast player. He can steal bags really well. Kind of like a Ronald Acuna in a way. He's probably who I would compare him to the most. Except he's 6'6", dude. He's a giant. Wow. But yeah, he's starting out the year in Rochester, so he's going to be in AAA. But I assume that would mean he'd be called up to the big leagues eventually. Seventh, 25-year-old Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the prized Japanese signing. He got dinged up in the game earlier. That's on TV right behind me. He didn't even make it out of the first, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, from Japan, 7th ranked prospect, 25 years old, making $5 million a year for the Dodgers. And he will start out in that rotation. 8th is Paul Skeens, AA, 21 years old for the Pittsburgh Pirates, was the first overall pick last year. And yeah, he's going to be starting out playing for the Altoona Curve in the AA Eastern League. 9th, Evan Carter, another one of those top prospects that we were talking about, similar to Wyatt Langford, had a lot of hype this year, last year as well. Played 23 games last year and was very good. Hit over 1,000 OPS. So he's off to a great start in his career. He's out for 3 days with heart palpitations. So that's not very good. But he's predicted to be very good. 21 years old, Johnson City, Tennessee. Very popular, national popularity. Even though he's only a rookie. He's only been in the big leagues for 24 days. Very impressive. Then rounding out the top 10 is Jackson Jobe of the Detroit Tigers, right-handed pitcher. 21 years old, starting out the year in AA with the Erie Seawolves. Goes to Heritage Hall High School. Was born in Oklahoma City. He did not play at all last year in the big leagues. He's still in AA. So there's still a bit of time before he reaches the big leagues. Let's take a look at the ETAs. Here we go. Oh, excuse me. This is where we take a look at biographical information for the players. So everybody in the top 10 is predicted to have an ETA of this year, except Ethan Salas in second is predicted to come up next year, and Jackson Jobe is predicted to come up in 2025 as well. So as I mentioned, the Mets only have 5 guys in the top 100. Jet Williams, Luis Angel Acuna, Ryan Clifford, Ronnie Mauricio, and Drew Gilbert. All of them with ETAs of this year except Luis Angel Acuna and Ryan Clifford, who are predicted to come up next year. Okay, so that's it for today. Let's keep moving up. So let's see. I don't think there's anything else that I need to do. So we're gonna move up another day. Let's advance. Okay, so there are the following players on the trade block. Mark Canha, imagine getting him back, played for us last year, and third baseman Aledmys Diaz. I don't really listen to them that much when they say, there's people that we should trade. Our team is set in stone right now. I don't think we should be making any changes with that. So the draft pool is available. I already looked at that. League news, still nothing. Okay. See, again, there was really nothing to do on this day. Still got a few days till opening day. I was considering streaming opening day, like playing opening day, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. So again, nothing changed. Again, nothing in the way of league news. So we'll give it a little bit of time. We'll sim another day. I'm giving it a little extra time, like a 10-second buffer in between days, just to make sure I don't forget anything. So I want to take my time with this. I want to be patient. I don't want to keep simming days, and make a mistake. That will drastically change the trajectory of the franchise of the season. So, yeah, Aledmys Diaz on the trading block as well. He's not great. Last year played 100 games for the Oakland A's and was not good. He's never had an OPS plus season above 100. So that's not really something I want. Mark Canha, former Met, was great with the Mets. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I loved Mark Canha with the Mets. I was not sure if I would like Mark Canha when he was signed because he was coming off of a season where he had a 231 average. So I was like, there's no way he's going to be that good. But he actually turned out being very good, and I would say arguably had his best years in a Mets uniform. No, never mind. No, 2019 he was really good with the A's. But yeah, 118 OPS plus in both years as a Met, like, it's really good. 2023, excuse me, had a 98 OPS plus. So now he's in Detroit. Got traded in the offseason. So the preseason's winding down. Please review our scouting budget. This is the screen where you can view and adjust scouting related items. You can set the total scouting budget and allocate it here during the preseason. Add scouting priorities to tell your scout what types of players you are interested in hearing from them about. So okay, so there's Major League Scouting, Minor League Scouting, Amateur Scouting, and International Scouting. We have a total scouting budget of $6.75 million, which the league baseline is $9 million, and the maximum is $27 million. So I kind of want to stay ahead of the game though, so I do want to make it. That's $900,000. I'll make it $9 million. There you go. So we have 37% of our scouting budget allocated towards Major League Scouting, 20% towards Minor League Scouting, 24% towards Amateur Scouting, and 19% towards International Scouting. And we got no unallocated budget. So I'm going to leave that the way it is. I just wanted to change the amount of money that we put into it, just so it could end up being better. Our scouting ratings are good for majors, minors, amateurs, and international, and our projection is a highly favor ability. We highly favor ability. That's good. Our scouting director, Chris Gross, is going to send us periodically emails about players that are on the rise and on the fall. Alright, so we did the scouting budget. Nothing else in league news. Okay. Okay, let's move on. Now the 14th, there are the following interesting players on the waiver wire. Luis Gil is on the waiver wire, currently on the Yankees. He's on a minor league contract. He has a year and 73 days of big league service. Let's take a look at his BNN page. His career stats in the big leagues. He has a career ERA plus of 111, so he's been good in his career. He's only been a starter though. He's never come out of the bullpen, so I don't think I would try to scoop him up. Plus, we don't really need a reliever or anything right now. Alright, so there are the following interesting players on the trading block. Paul Goldschmidt's on the trading block. Now that is interesting because Paul Goldschmidt is coming off of a really, really good year. And the St. Louis Cardinals, I guess, are looking to rebuild, so they're giving away Paul Goldschmidt, I assume, trying to get really good prospects in return. I mean, last 3 years, look at his stats. 141 OPS plus, 174 OPS plus. I believe he won MVP that year. And then 2023, 120 OPS plus. And he has Ironman injury proneness, so he's missed 20 games over the last 6 years. That's really good. It's a really good rate. He always stays healthy. Nick Pivetta is also here. Over the last couple of years, he has not been very good. Last year he was good, but 95 and an 85 OPS plus the 2 years before that, so he's not really someone that I would want to go after. See, Mark Canha still here. Chris Martin, reliever, from going to Boston. His second year in Boston. Looking at his BNN page, he is very good, right? 2021 had a 106 OPS or ERA plus. I might have said OPS plus with Luis Gil also. That's my bad. So 106 ERA plus, 133 ERA plus, and last year had a 406 ERA plus, putting up an ERA of 105. So Chris Martin is very, very good. He's coming off of a really good year, but he's kind of in the same situation as a lot of the relievers we have, where he's 37, so you don't really know when that fall off is going to start happening. Yeah, but I believe he still has it in him. If he wasn't making $7.5 million, I mean, if he's on an expiring, why not, right? I could look to try to get him. He expires after this year. I might look at him later. See what we can do. Then second baseman Aledmys Diaz, which I already looked at. And draft pool, draft order, and scouting budget. Okay, so we got a bunch of new news today. The Pittsburgh Pirates seem to be deep in talks with the Minnesota Twins at the moment. There appears to be something holding up the deal on Pittsburgh's end, but sources say the sides are trying to work through the issues. And also, rumors abound regarding an imminent trade between the Seattle Mariners and the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the moment, though, negotiations have hit a rough patch, according to one source, due to reservations on Seattle's part. Still, both sides appear committed to working toward an agreement. And then here's the trade. In a move that has fans in both cities buzzing, the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Minnesota Twins have agreed to a deal that will have 29-year-old left-handed pitcher Ryan Baruchi heading to Minnesota in exchange for 19-year-old minor league second baseman Gilbert Herrera. Provided they pass a physical, the players should be with their respective teams in time for tomorrow's games, which there are none. In his career, Baruchi has racked up 210 1/3 innings in 134 games and earned no saves. He has 169 strikeouts and 210 1/3 innings, along with a 4.06 ERA and a 14.9 one-loss mark. So Ryan Baruchi to the Minnesota Twins. Let's take a look at this man's stats. Let's see, so over the last 3 years, he had a 178 ERA plus last year, so he was great last year. But that's after he's had a iffy last couple of years before that with a 68 ERA plus in 2022, 2021 87 ERA plus. But still, if he can capture what he had last year and use that again, he should be a great addition for this Minnesota Twins bullpen that's looking to compete. And we got more signings. The Angels and Jordan Montgomery reached an accord earlier today, which brings the starting pitcher to town for 1 year. Montgomery will pocket $12.2 million total and is widely expected to contribute significantly to the club's playoff drive. In his career, Montgomery has compiled an ERA of .369 with 38 victories and 34 defeats and has held opponents to a .244 batting average. He also has struck out 705 batters in 754 and 2/3 innings and given up 706 hits. So Montgomery was a guy that I did want the Mets to get a little bit. Ultimately, they didn't really go for anybody this year, which really stinks. But Montgomery the last 3 years, 134 ERA plus in 2023, 2022, 113 ERA plus, 2021, 113 ERA plus. So he's been good the last 3 years. He has been definitely above average, so he would be a great fit for any team. And the Angels probably would love to have him. And they're going to love having him on that rotation. He now becomes their number one starter over Reed Detmers, Patrick Sandoval, Griffin Canning, and Tyler Anderson. So the Padres inked a deal with Brandon Belt. Brandon Belt took the Padres up on their lucrative $16 million deal today, ending speculation on which baseball metropolis he would call home next year. But the signing came at too high a price, say longtime fans who think the club is too focused on players whose prime years have passed them by. Career to date, Belt has rung up a .261 average, played in 1,413 games, and collected 290 doubles, 36 triples, and 194 home runs. So yes, Brandon Belt, after spending his whole career with the San Francisco Giants, he went to Toronto for a year last year, and now he's in San Diego. So he's back on the West Coast. Taking a look at his stats in his career, over the last 3 years, his OPS plus was 135 last year, 92 the year before, and 165 the year before that. Brandon Belt is a very, very, very reliable player. Even at 35 years old, when he's not playing as much as he was in his heyday with San Francisco, still a very reliable, very good first baseman option, very reliable DH option. He should have a good role on the San Diego Padres team. Taking a look at it, he is going to be their starting first baseman over Jake Cronenworth, which is interesting. So Jake Cronenworth, I believe, is coming off the bench. And Blake Snell to the Yankees. The Yankees and Blake Snell appeared before the New York media today as the two sides emerged from marathon contract talks. Snell, a starting pitcher, is poised to make $13.9 million over 1 year. So far in his career, Snell has collected 71 wins and 55 losses and has recorded an ERA of 3.2 and struck out 1,223 batters while pitching 992 and a third innings. So taking a look at Blake Snell's stats over the last 3 years that he's played in San Diego, he's been good. 194 last year, ERA plus. 2 years ago, 120. 3 years ago, 100. So 2021 was his worst year as a starter, but it was still, he was pitching at league average. So he's always been good. It's just that lately he's been really good. Last year, I believe he won Cy Young, right? 2023 NL Cy Young Award. He's one of few players to have won the Cy Young in both the AL and the NL. So it was surprising. He took a long time to sign, but finally he did sign, and he's now a New York Yankee. Not really something that I want to see. Not really the team that I wanted him to sign for. Now he's on a rotation with Carlos Rodon, Marcus Stroman, Nestor Cortez, and Clark Schmidt. So that's a really, really good rotation. Not even to mention that they got a starting lineup with Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, Anthony Rizzo, DJ LeMahieu, Anthony Volpe coming up, Gleyber Torres. Like this is a really, really good, really scary Yankee team. And that's not to mention that they have Garrett Cole out for 3 months. So when he comes back, the rotation gets even better. So I believe that's everything for that day. We're gonna keep moving. We're gonna do 2 more days. I think let's get to Monday, and then we'll end the episode there. Okay, so still nothing changed here and all that. League news, here we go. Cardinals looking for a deal. The St. Louis Cardinals and the Miami Marlins have been hammering out the details of a potential trade. Of late, however, St. Louis has backed off over unspecified concerns. It is too soon to know whether or not negotiations will resume. Okay, so there's still nothing. So we're going to move another day. See, March 16th. Still nothing for us. League news, nothing there. There's been a lot of news for preseason, you know? There's still a lot that's been going on, even though the season hasn't started yet. Montgomery and Blake Snell, both off the board now. Still nothing there. MLB, league news. Here we go, a lot more. Until recently, the San Diego Padres and the Boston Red Sox seemed closer than ever to making a trade. Now, though, negotiations have hit a snag. San Diego has identified an issue that could be a deal breaker. Stay tuned. The Oakland Athletics have made a good faith trade offer to the Arizona Diamondbacks, according to unnamed sources. They declined to name names in order not to derail the process, adding it would be premature at this point regardless. And here's that Cardinals-Marlins trade. Proving the old adage that one man's trash is another man's treasure, the Cardinals announced today the acquisition of 19-year-old minor league left-handed pitcher Thomas White from the Miami Marlins in exchange for 32-year-old right-handed pitcher Giovanni Gallegos and 21-year-old minor league shortstop Jeremy Rivas. This isn't the deal of the century, acknowledged the Cardinals, but we think it will improve the direction of both teams. For his career, Gallegos has held opponents to a .204 batting average and put up a .329 ERA. He has saved 44 games and owns a 16-20 record. So the Cardinals starting their fire sale before the season even begins. We mentioned Paul Goldschmidt's on the trading block, and Giovanni Gallegos has now been traded to the Miami Marlins. Giovanni Gallegos over the last 3 years had a 99 OPS plus last year, ERA plus last year, but the 2 years before that, 133, 139. He's been a really, really good reliever. Mostly a closer, but he could be a setup man also. He's been very, very reliable the last few years. Last year was just a blip in the radar. Even then, he was considered to have an off year last year, but that was still a 99 ERA plus. He is still Giovanni Gallegos. Huge threat. Big speed pitcher, has great stuff, as you see right here with 65 stuff. He's got a 60 fastball and a 60 slider, so he's your typical reliever. In the Miami Marlins bullpen, he's going to be not here, I guess. Interesting. Okay, so I guess maybe we gotta wait a day, and then they'll sort of reorganize the roster, retool it, and then you'll see Giovanni Gallegos where he should be in that bullpen. But yeah, good trade for the Miami Marlins. Stocking up on really good pitching. And now we gotta face him a few times this year, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Alright, let's move on. Alright, we're now on the Monday. But we have messages. But we're going to save that for the next episode. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm sorry I couldn't get as far as I could in this game. There was just so much happening that I didn't really have time to slow down and take a look. I had to slow down and take a look at all the signings that happened. Hopefully in the next episode we move a little bit further. Half-an-hour episodes are not really good enough for this series. I don't know, there's a lot I gotta think about with it. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you guys in the next Out of the Park 25 video. Take care, guys.